And next up is the derivative of the inverse function of cosine of x. And once again, you also solve this with implicit differentiation. So the first step is just to take the cosine of y, take the cosine of both sides, is equal to cosine of cosine of the inverse of cosine of x. And of course, you just get back your x. So cosine of y is equal to x. You take the derivative of both sides. d dx of cosine of y is equal to the derivative of x. And here you apply the chain rule again. The derivative of cosine of y is minus sine of y multiplied by dy dx is equal to 1. Now you can divide both sides by negative sine of y, and we have that dy over dx is equivalent to negative 1 over sine of y. Then you can apply the same formula again, because sine squared of y plus cosine squared of y is equivalent to 1. You have that sine squared of y is equal to 1 minus cosine squared of y, and sorry for being inconsistent with where I put my parentheses. Then sine of y is equal to the square root of 1 minus cosine squared of y. So this should be equal to negative 1 over, wait, can I erase? Yeah. So this should be equal to negative 1 over square root of 1 minus cosine squared of y. And since y is just the inverse of cosine of x, this should of course just give us back minus 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. And once again, when I solved this, I said that sine of y was equal to the square root of 1 minus cosine squared of y. Well, why didn't I put the plus minus this time either when I took the square root of both sides? Well, okay, because y is an angle. Since y is the inverse of cosine of x, and the minimum of cosine of x is negative 1, and the maximum lies at, like, the minimum of cosine of y is negative 1, and the maximum of cosine of y lies at 1, and these are the corresponding angles are 0 and pi. So the inverse of cosine of x is only defined in the upper half of the unit circle. So these are the only angles which the inverse of cosine of x could be defined as. And if you take sine of any of these angles, it will always be positive, since it never reaches the lower half of the unit circle. So of course, sine of whatever angle this is should always be positive. So you can ignore the negative part of this. And therefore, we only have to worry when this is positive and we take the negative of everything. So the answer is always equal to negative 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared.